Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos and emails all the time, and I absolutely cherish them. And if you would like to do so, my email is in the description box below. So this first email, along with a picture, was sent to me with a very great idea, and I am going to do this myself. Why? Listen. This community member said, so many of us have a Berkey. Yes, I own a Berkey. I was blessed with a Berkey, and I love my Berkey. I don't care what anyone says. I can't live without my Berkey. She said, so many of us have a Berkey or similar water filtration system. If we have a situation like grid down or other, whether we have like no water pressure, or we would have to filter our water, and you would not be able to prime, okay, like, you know, we have to prime our what do you call it, the third, like charcoal. Hang on, I'll show you what they look like. Hang on. Okay, so this is what the filters look like for a Berkey. Okay, these are the black, like she was talking about the black ones for the Berkey, okay? And my Berkey takes 2 of these, all right? Now, you have to prime these, all right? And God help me, I've had my Berkey over a year now. And it's not like a huge process or anything. It's just the water has to like seep out of it for a certain amount of time, and then you have to, you know, you're not supposed to drink the first water that comes out of this, because that's how you have to prime it and stuff like that. Charcoal, okay? So she said she's not sure about the ceramic. I'm not sure about the ceramic either. I don't have the ceramic ones. She said, and it would render them useless. Yeah, you're so right. And she said, Amazon has a hand pump, and you can use in a sink or a bucket of water to be able to prime them in a grid down situation. That would be perfect, you know, because if you can't prime these, you can't use them. That's the only biatch with these. You can't, if you can't prime them, you can't use them. And she said, I've not been feeling well. Oh, I know, sweetie. And she said, so here is the picture of the hand pump primer for these filters. And yeah, I did buy one, and I'll leave the link in the description box below for you guys. Okay, here you go. Okay, so I'm going to put this up for you. Okay, this is says Blackstone reaches $4.7 billion deal to buy Ancestry.com. Once again, the conspiracy theorists are right. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. So many people, they call us, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're this, you're that. Oh, all right. Well, let me just straighten my tinfoil hat. You know, I identify as a conspiracy theorist, and my pronouns are I told you so. You know, you know. And you know, I can't tell you how many times, and I know that you guys can, you know, confirm this. How many times did somebody come back to you and say, I should have listened to you? Yeah, you should have, you know. So look at this. So look at this picture that a community member sent in. It's from Rockville, Maryland at 6:30 in the morning. Jeez. They don't quit. Okay, so what was it, like last week I was talking about what's going on with pharmacies and prescriptions and things like that, and how, you know, with the cost of medications, and how it's just getting outrageously absurd with how much we're paying, right? And this community member, she wrote in and she's like, this is what, you know, one of my medications costs, and this is what I would have to pay if I didn't have insurance. It's for Stelara. if you're on Stellara, you'll know what I'm talking about and what this community member is talking about. If she didn't have insurance, you would have to pay $13,900 out of pocket. Yeah, this is the absurdities that we're dealing with under this administration. I swear to you, okay, when 45 was in office, with all of my medication, now keep in mind, I'm on 13 medications, okay? With all of my medications, I was paying maybe $20 a month for all of my medications. Now, I pay about $500, okay? No joke. Okay, so who wants to have their eyes open just a little bit wider? Yeah, here's a video that was sent to me by a community member, and when I watched this, I said, holy hell, what did I just watch? No kidding.
Guess which is it? Is it NBA or NFL? 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted, at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. 71, I repeat, 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits, and 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year. How many of you think NBA? How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 435 members of the United States Congress.
So here's a question. You've been to Dollar Tree, yes? Did you ever buy a broom, a mop? How about a toilet plunger? You ever notice what the new trend is? How everything is sold separately. It's like the toys from the 80s. Batteries sold separately. Well, now it's happening at Dollar Tree. You have to buy the pole, and then you have to buy the broom piece, and then the mop piece, and then the thing with the toilet plunger, and this and that. Everything is sold separately. It's like dealing with Hasbro.
Dollar Tree. Or should I say $1.25 tree? See, I came in here for a broom, and I look at the sign, and it say each item sold separately. So y'all telling me this stick is $1.25, and this broom piece is $1.25. Now y'all know y'all dead ass wrong, right? Because if I put this stick on the end of this broom, I'm gonna be wrong, right? But y'all petty, but I'm gonna be wrong, right? Then they got the little scrubber pads, the mop head without the stick. Like, this is just crazy. If y'all was gonna do that, y'all might as well sold the plungers without the suction cup, you know, sold the toilet brush without the brush, you know, sold separately. Like, make it make sense. You know, be all the way petty. Shit, sell the oh shit, they selling the little cleaner without the damn spray handle. Like, damn.
So here's something that a community member made. He makes memes for me for commercial breaks, and his sense of humor is, commercial break. So here's a video that was sent to me by a community member, and it has to do with East Palestine, Ohio, and what is actually being permeating, I guess you could say, in the air when they started to burn in the controlled burn. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. All right.
Let me holler at you real quick. I was a medic in the Navy, and they sent me to Chemical Casualty Provider course. What does that mean? That means I went to a special school in Aberdeen, Maryland, where they taught us all about nuclear, biological, and chemical effects and how to treat them in a combat environment. And one of the things they taught us about was phosgene. Yeah, you know what phosgene does? All of those nasty things. May not feel effects for 48 hours after inhalation. If it smells like fresh cut grass, you're probably going to die. Yeah, that's what they used to tell our troops. And guess what phosgene is part of? Vinyl chloride when it gets burned and sent into the atmosphere. So that big train crash in Ohio, all the animals dying and all that kind of stuff, yeah, that's the phosgene. That's what happens. Caused most gas deaths in World War I. That's what they used. The Germans were using phosgene gas on enemy troops to wipe them out. That's what it does. That's what it does. But it's okay. It's okay, Ohio. Don't worry.
Now, here is something from a community member who happens to own and run a daycare center in her home. And she said she got this email from the Minnesota Department of Health. Haven't heard from them in a long time, was bombarded constantly during CV time. It's making me wonder why now if something is up. Now, this is a screenshot that I'm going to put up. I'm not going to read it because I can actually get in trouble. So just pause it, read it, and okay, that's all I can say. All right. Now, this was sent to me by a community member in regards to John Fetterman. And this is because of his illness, I guess you could say. Now, what I'm going to put up for you, I'll read just a little bit of it. It says, action regarding the absent senator because of the now confirmed lies that we were told during the 2022 general election regarding the health of Senator John Fetterman, as well as the threats made against the journalist who interviewed him. The Washington County Republican Party refuses to take assurances from the office of the senator or Democratic operatives that Fetterman is able to carry out his duties as senator. As such, we call upon Senator Fetterman to appear on camera to show that he is alive and well, and if he is unable to do so, we call upon our elected representative in Washington, Senator Casey, Congressman Reschenthaler, to intervene immediately. Ultimately, Fetterman is unable or unwilling to carry out his duties as U.S. Senator. Then we ask for his resignation and call for a special election to be held this year. No more lies or games. Woofa. Now, this video was sent to me by a community member, and this is about how the incoming carbon allowance ties in with CBDC and the 15-minute cities to severely restrict where you can go, what you can buy, what you can eat, as part of the WEF's dystopian Great Reset. Very, very informative, very, very important, and it's just, you know, the way he explains it is wow. All right, so take a listen.
What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to tell you something that's really going to scare you, and it should. The biggest part of the Great Reset that you're all missing is the carbon credit scan. And what is the carbon credit scan? This is where they're telling you where they want to monitor, track, and trace every so-called kilogram of CO2 that you emit. And they say the global average needs to be 2 tons per person per year. And you're using 16 tons per person per year, which means your activity has to go down by 800%. So how do they plan to do that? Well, first of all, they got the new first MasterCard in the world that is going to show a carbon allowance for every single purchase you buy. And to make sure that everything has a so-called carbon credit, food, when you buy food now, if it's vegan, it's going to show you this nice low score of only 1 kilogram, 1.3 kilograms of CO2 per serving. Now, meat will be off the chart, so that's going to be a no-no. Check this out. If you go to a restaurant, even an Italian pizza place, they're going to show you the amount of CO2 for your dish. So literally everything you eat, everything you buy, is your clothes made of leather? That's going to cost more CO2 because it came from a cow. So every single thing you do is going to be tracked. Why? Because they want to put limits on how much you can spend monthly. They're telling you you're using 16 tons a year and they want you to use 2 tons a year. What does 2 tons look like? Well, check this out. Say you wanted to fly from Toronto to Amsterdam, and now Google, by the way, Google Flights shows the carbon emissions on that flight. That flight from Toronto to Amsterdam is 478 kilograms of CO2. That's almost 25% of your yearly allowance. But don't worry, if you go over your limit, they're going to charge you $170 for every kilogram. For every kilogram of carbon credits you need. This is how they're going to control where you go, how you're going to get there, what you can buy, what you can eat, who you can see. And now imagine that in a world without cash. And imagine that in a world where the government gets to control every single transaction. And this is why they're constructing 15-minute cities, aka prison camps. Because when they put these carbon credit allowances into these cities, they're going to have you on perpetual lockdown like they did with COVID without having a virus. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, here is something that was found by a community member. And she said, "Here, this is what I found about the train cars in California." If you remember on my original channel, I had done a video about these train cars that were literally on a train track in the middle of like wine country of California. And it was very weird, very suspicious. And there was a whole bunch of people, like farmers and things like that. They're like, why are these trains here? They've never been here before. There's something going on. Okay, well, look at this. Now, I'll read it to you, okay, and then I'll put it up. It says, notice here in Oakley, California, stop train tracks, cars on the tracks, just sitting there. No engines nearby to move them. This location is a big break location of the Delta Waterway and Marina. What are they doing? Why are they left here? We need to stock up and go buy all the water out of all the stores before they terminate all of our water. I am an Antioch patriot. Something is definitely going on, okay? If these people who live in this area are flipping their shite and they think that their water is going to be contaminated, I'm telling you, something is going on. Look at this. And now I leave you with this, okay? This little commercial break, all right, from a community member. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less.